children, my name is Daniel and I am a lion. Rawr. And this is a book. Unfortunately, it's not the right book because I gave the book that I was going to talk about today to my brother for his birthday a couple months ago, but it's by the same author, Malcolm Gladwell. Now, I don't know if you remember or not, but a while ago in one of my videos, I said a whole bunch of things that I love. There's a link below to that video. Malcolm Gladwell was one of those things. Now, Malcolm Gladwell is a half-Haitian author who's written many books such as The Tipping Point or Blink, and also the book that I'm going to talk about today, which is Outliers. Now, Outliers is a nonfiction book about success, the different forms of it, and the different paths that lead to a successful lifestyle. Rawr. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about one of the concepts that Malcolm Gladwell writes about in his book, Outliers. If you look at the birthdays of many professional hockey players, you'll find that the vast majority of these hockey players were born within the first 3 months of the year. Why, you ask? Because in the world of hockey, age groups depend on what year you were born in, which means that kids who were born in January are in the same age group as kids who were born in December. Why does this matter? Because the kids who were born in January are 11 months older than the kids who were born in December, because the beginning of the hockey year is January 1st. Does that make sense? So the whole thing is that you have these kids who were born at the beginning of the year, who are 11 months older than the kids born at the end of the year, which means they've had 11 months to mature physically and mentally, inevitably causing them to be the better hockey player. And when child A is way better than child B, child A is much more likely to make the advanced teams, get better coaches, better competition, and more ice time, leaving child B to play on the house teams and hardly play at all, which in the end would cause the vast majority of professional hockey players to be born within the first 3 months of the year. What researchers then did was took this whole concept of early development and applied it to schools. And guess what? The results were the same. When kids are born in August, September, and October, they are by far the oldest kids in their class, which means they've had those extra months to mature mentally, and now they're able to absorb information more effectively, remember things better, and fully conceptualize ideas taught to them, leaving the May, June, and July birthdays way behind. And when these children are able to learn more effectively than their peers, they're able to do better in school, get on advanced tracks, have higher confidence levels, and inevitably become much more successful in their life. Do you see what I'm getting at here? To break down these cutoff date issues and set up a system where every child can be equally mature when they are educated, I have two proposals. On a personal level, hold your kids back as long as possible. If they were born in July, push the school board to let them wait an extra year before going to kindergarten. That way, when they start school, they will be the oldest ones in their class and will become the smarter kids in their class and inevitably be more successful in their life. My second suggestion, on the grand scale, what would be more effective when educating is to keep the same number of teachers, but stagger when the classes started and separate the kids by their age. So teacher A starts class at the normal time with the oldest kids in her class. Teacher B starts 3 months later with the second to oldest kids in her class. And teacher C starts even later than teacher B with the youngest kids in her class. This way all the kids will be educated at the same level of maturity. Yeah! And in the end, we'll have 3 times as many geniuses than we do now. At least that's the way it works in my head. If you haven't read any Malcolm Gladwell books, I would highly recommend it. The concept that I just talked about is in the book Outliers. It's an awesome read and is honestly really interesting. Let me know what you think of my proposals. I am a lion. Rawr. I'll talk to you later. Bye.